This is Audio Sharma Solution Class 12 Chapter 18. We are taking Maxima and Minima. Exercise is 18.4. Now we have x minus 2 into under root x minus 1 in 1 and 9. So 1 and 9 are the critical points. And we would like to check, are there any other points, that is the critical points, which we need to check for the absolute maximum or minimum? First thing we'll do is the differentiation. That's what I'm doing right now. And since this can be done using the product rule, we can apply the product rule here. So x minus 2 differentiation is 1 only, so under root x minus 1. X minus 2 will remain like that. Differentiation of under root x minus 1 will be 1 by twice of under root x minus 1. And this you already know because differentiation is now very clear to you. In order to find out the maximum minima, the thing is we have to equate it to 0. So I'm doing it here only, I'm equating in between, and on the right hand side the negative sign will come. So this already 3 steps I have done in one step. Let us cross multiply 2 into x minus 1. It will be, on the right it will be negative x minus 2. Let us write it as 2 minus x because negative is already there outside. 2x minus 2 is 2 minus x here. This goes here, 2x plus x is 3x and 2 plus 2 is 4. We get x is equal to 4 by 3. Now this is a new number which is in between 1 and 9. We cannot take any value which is outside the limit, which is outside this 1 and 9. 1 and 9, you can assume that these are the minimum and maximum for the critical point. So you have to take in between. We came to know that 4 by 3 is also one of the points which we need to check. So all the critical points includes 1, 4 by 3 and 9. The second step is going to be like this. We have f1 and f4 by 3, that is in the original equation you have to place 1, 4 by 3 and 9. These 3 values we have to check for. I mean, we have to find out the value of y, that is fx, for the critical points, which is in this case 1, 4 by 3 and 9. I'm just placing the values in the original equation that you are witnessing right now, and mainly what I am trying to do is trying to find out the values. Under root 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1 is 0, under root 0 is 0 only, so it becomes 0. Then we have this as 2 by 3 under root 3, and this is 7 here, under root 8 here, so under root 8 will be 2 root 2, it will be 14 root 2. We have 3 numbers now, and we have to arrange them in the ascending order. So 14 under root 2. Now you can very well see that 14 root 2 is the highest and 0 is the lowest. How did I come to know? Because under root 2 is, under root 2 value is 1.414, that you already are aware. Similarly, under root 3 is 1.732. So if you have the possibility of having a calculator, you can calculate, but by the observation also it's quite clear that we have the lowest number as 0 and the highest number as 14 root 2. So first number, the highest number is 14 root 2, which came with f9, or putting 9 we got this number. Then we have this, this is negative 4 minus 6 by 3 minus 2 by 3. There is certain change which I am doing here, because this is going to be the first number. I was thinking that 0 is going to be the first number, but since we have negative also, we don't have to worry about what is there. Don't compute it, 2 by 3 under root 3. Just see that negative 2 by 3 root 3 is what we were expecting, and it's the lowest one. It came at f4 by 3. So f4 by 3 provided us the lowest number, and f9 gave us 14 root 2 in this particular case. So this is the whole scenario. Now this is the way you have to solve, because writing is also important. One value which came was 4 by 3, which we used with 1 and 9. 3 values we used, and then we got the numbers, and then we found the absolute minimum, absolute maximum. Find the maximum value of this expression in the interval 1, 3. Find the maximum value of the same function in the interval negative 3 and negative 1. So these there are different intervals, and before going ahead with the 2 different things which are being provided, we will do f dash x. F dash x equals to 0. But f dash x is what? Differentiation. So it is 6x square minus 24. So f dash x equals to 0. You are going to place this as 0. 6x square minus 24 equals to 0. We have 6x square equals to 24. 6 4s are 24. X square is equal to 4. And x will be equal to plus minus under root 2. That will give you under root 4. So it will give you x as plus 2 and x as negative 2. So we got two values, 2 and negative 2. So we have to use both of them or one of them. In this interval 1 and 3, can we have negative 2? No, we'll have 2 here. So in this critical point list 1 and 3, we'll include 2. But when you go to the second part of the question, it is negative 3 and negative 1. We already have negative 2 here. So we will use negative 1, negative 2 and negative 3. So I'm including 2 here with 1 and 3. And I'm including this negative 2 with negative 3 and negative 1. So these three values have to be placed in the original equation. That is F1 we have to find out. Original equation. So I'll just put this 1 as the value and try to find out the final value. Here F2, F3 also to be computed. F negative 3, F negative 2, F and negative 1. This also has to be used also. And all these values are going to come as numbers. And the basic criteria of us finding out the absolute maximum and minimum is the minimum and maximum value here. So I'm just writing all the numbers. 85, 75 will get here. F3 will give you 89. That is the lowest number is 75, then followed by 85, and highest number is 89. 89 we got at F3. 75 we received at F2. So F2 2 is the critical point at which we got 75. 3 is the critical point at which we got 89, which is the absolute maximum. 75 is the absolute minimum. Same here we are going to do. F negative 3 I'm placing in the equation. Then we have the 139, 129 is 125, followed by this we got at negative 3, and this is 129, this is 139. So 139 is the highest one, which we when we got this at negative 2. Negative 2 gave us the absolute maximum. Negative 3 gave us the absolute minimum. So this is minimum and maximum. You don't have to find out the minimum value here. Only the question is asking about maximum value. So 89 and 139 is enough, right? Only mentioning 89 and 139 is enough for this question, rather than going for the others also, because only maximum value has been asked. Find the absolute maximum and minimum value of the function of given function fx equals to cos square plus sin x. X belongs to 0 to pi. So the first step is going to be f dash x, and between 0 to pi you have to find out. Okay, f dash x, this is going to be 2 cos minus 2 cos x sin x. Sin x will be cos x, and I'm going to place it here only 0, because this is ultimately we are going to do, and we'll just check for 0 to pi. Just keep an eye on it. I'm differentiating it. I've already differentiated it, so I'm taking cos x as common. Inside we have negative 2 sin x plus 1. Let us place them both as 0. Cos x will be 0 or sin x will be negative. This minus goes here, equal to half. So cos 0 is 1, cos pi by 2 is 0. Similarly, sin 0 is 0 and sin pi by 2 is 1. Cos x is 0 at pi by 2. Sin 30 degree is half. So we got two angles here. One was pi by 2, which is 90 degree, and pi by 6, which is 30 degree. Now this fortunately 30 degree and 90 degree lies between 0 and pi. So we already had two values, 0 and pi. So I'm placing or inserting pi by 6 and pi by 2 also, in order to check these critical points for maximum and minimum absolute. F0 you have to find out f pi by 6, f pi by 2 and f pi. Now this is related to trigonometry. Let us do it properly. Cos square 0 plus sin 0. Please remember I am placing this in the original equation, which is cos square x plus sin x. Again I am placing all these values here in order to show you that in between all these four, one will be absolute minimum, one will be absolute maximum. Cos square cos 0 is 1, sin 0 is 0, it gives you 1. Cos square pi by 6, sin pi by 6. Cos pi by 6 is root 3 by 2. This is going to be square. Sin pi by 6 is half. Again square 1 by 4. Root 3 by 2, that is 3 by 4 plus 1 by 4. That is going to be 1 by 2. So this 3 to the 6. 6 plus 4 by 8. This gives you 10 by 8, which is 5 by 4. Now this again I told you cos pi by 2 is 0. Sin pi by 2 is 1. When we square we get 1. Again this is sin pi and cos square pi, again 1, because sin n pi is 0. Now you see we got 3 1s and 1 5 by 4. 5 by 4 is greater than all these 1s. So at x equals to pi by 6, we got the highest number, which is the absolute maximum. But at 0, pi by 2 and pi, we got the minimum number, which is 1. 0, pi by 2 and pi. Now this is how we have to complete this, and all this writing is a must, which I told you, and you can try by yourself also. Now 12x to the power 4 by 3 minus 6x to the power 1 by 3, x belonging to negative 1, 1. We have to find out the absolute maximum and minimum values of a function f given by this. I am doing the differentiation straight away. So this 12 into 4 by 3, 3 4 is 12, 4 4 is 16. 16x 4 by 3 minus 1 is 1 by 3. Minus 6 into 1 by 3 is 2. 2x to the power 1 by 3 minus 1 is 1 minus 3 by 3, which is x to the power minus 2 by 3 it will come. Now just equate it to 0. When you equate it to 0, you are going to get x here. So this is 16x raised 1 by 3 is equal to 2. X raised minus 2 by 3, and 16 and 2 will give you 8. X 1 by 3 and x minus 2 by 3 will also give you something. This, wherever it comes, you can do it by yourself. I mean, I'm just giving you hints. This is just computation. Basically logic telling and logic making you understand the logic is important rather than making you mugging up the question. Okay, so x is 1 by 8 here. Now this 1 by 8 is in between negative 1 and 1. So we have 3 critical points in this case, minus 1 and 1 by 8 and 1. So we'll find out what f minus 1, we'll find out f 1 by 8 and f1. So when we place all these, what are we going to get? And you already know f negative 1, 1 by 8 and 1 I am placing and finding out the final value, which is going to be 18 in this case. 1 by 8 will be negative 9 by 4. f1 will give you 6. So highest and lowest you can just place it. This negative 9 by 4, and then we have 6 and 18. This 9 by 4 you got at f 1 by 8, and this 18 was from f negative 1. Negative 1 gave us the absolute maximum. 1 by 8 gave us the absolute minimum. This is the final result. This is you are going to follow. Next one is find the absolute minimum and maximum of fx equals to 2x cube minus 15x square plus 36 plus 1, 1 to 5. And this is 1, 5 is the interval. So maybe we may get certain numbers which can be the critical numbers. 2 is already with us. I am doing the differentiation here. 2x cube is 6x square minus this is 30x plus 36 equals to 0. You can take 6 common or you can divide it by 6. So 6x square minus 5x plus 6 equals to 0. X square minus 2x minus 3x plus 6 equals to 0. This is simple factorization, and I hope you will be able to do it by yourself. This is simply x minus 2 into x minus 3. 2 factors we got is equal to 0. So either x minus 2 is equal to 0 or x minus 3 is equal to 0. That means x equals to 2 and x equals to 3. These are the two values which we can place in between 1 and 5. f1, f2, f3, f5 we have to find out the value, final value. And when we place all these values in this original equation, because 1, 2, 3, 5 all needs to be checked. f1 will come as 24, f2 will be 29, f3 will give you 28, and f5 will give you 56. So f5 is the absolute maximum and f1 is the absolute minimum. You can check it by arranging them in the ascending order or descending order, and you can see the first and last number. That first and last number is only the interested part in this question, which is the absolute minimum and absolute maximum. So this is the whole scenario of this question, and this is what I have spoken up and which is in front of you. So these all writing is important, because if you don't write, how would the examiner know that these all you have done in these 3 parts or 4 parts? In question has always certain parts: initial, then the center body, and then the final. That is the conclusion. All these 3 parts have to be okay, and I hope you have got the idea. Thank you so much. This is the end of this exercise.